Hey, howdy, it's Blugubrious. I am giving an introduction to a video where I will again say, howdy, it's Blugubrious. I wanted to give a little bit of a preface to this video. I'm going to show you around my office here, my studio slash office. It's more of an office than a studio. And I'm going to show you all my gear. And when I do, you will hear me on my channel joke about not having good gear or playing affordable gear. All of my gear is affordable, and I have a ton of it. So I want to make sure we're clear. Other than a couple of boutique pedals and the vintage amps you're going to see in a bit that were family heirlooms and given to me, all of my stuff is affordable. But I want to make sure you're clear and I'm clear. I don't ever want you to think I feel bad that I don't have very expensive vintage guitars or the most expensive pedals or things like that. I have an abundance of riches. I am a very fortunate guy. I'm very blessed. And I have everything and more that I could ever need to make music. And so when I joke about not having good stuff, I promise you I'm being tongue-in-cheek. I know I have really good stuff. I'm a middle-class guy. I'm in my 50s. No, I don't have custom shop guitars and all of that. No, I've never had an American Stratocaster or Telecaster, but that doesn't mean anything. What's important is what you do with the gear you have. And I try really hard to make my affordable gear good and make good music with it. So anyway, I just want to say that so that I know that I have it really good. I'm a very blessed guy, and I know my friends out there that got one or two guitars, don't have a place to play, can't afford decent amps. I just want you to know I know I have a lot. I promise you I got that. All right. So yeah, enjoy the tour. It's weird and silly, and I don't mind if you pass. It's something. It's going to be 15 or 20 or something minutes. I haven't checked the video length yet, but I hope you enjoy it. And feel free to ask questions. I do have a pretty good setup here. I have it kind of dialed in, pieced together in a way that I can quickly make music where the barrier to entry and production is really quick. I have amps and mics all set up so that if I want to make music, I can do it really fast. So yeah, if there's anything I can do to give you pointers or share with you what I have, feel free to ask and down in the comments. So yeah, enjoy the video. Enjoy the Ghetto Cribs tour, Blugubrious Studios. Take care. All right, this is it. The Blugubrious Studios, which is just a home office. I'll give you the tour. I totally understand if you want to skip, but I happen to like these when people do them. All right, how about we'll start over here in this corner at the front door. That is a Squire that I put a left-handed neck on. I'm trying to be careful not to go above this because the bottom of that picture frame has pictures of me and my kids in it, and I don't want you to see my ugly face. So there's a Squire that I have modded to death. I've talked about it, I think, in videos before. That is a very much imported pick guard, loaded pick guard that I think I paid $16 for. That neck was cheap, reverse headstock. You just bought a cheap lefty neck, and so that's sort of one of the guitars I play the hard stuff on because of the humbuckers, the heavier metally stuff. We move around here to the sort of monitor speaker area. That's the Washburn amp right there that I just bought a couple of years ago. It is I bought it because the first electric guitar amp I had that was a real guitar amp and not like a radio thing was that one, and so that's why I bought it. It's the Washburn SX12, and I bought it for nostalgia purposes. You do see the Yamaha HS whatever they are studio monitors. The Sony speakers in the middle are those are, I'm trying to point into the thing, those things are just bookshelf speakers, but I use those as main speakers in the room. If I'm not mixing music, I use those when I just want music in the room. And then this amp under here is the Ignator Tweaker, the 15 watt one. It's a really cool amp. I have a model of it that I use most of the time. I don't plug it in much. Over there, if you can see it, I don't want to get too far over there, but down here is a 2-notes captor, and so that Ignator is going through it, and I'll tell you later where that goes. It goes first into my system here, and I'll talk about that in just a sec, but then it also goes to a vintage, a Celestion V-type speaker. I don't know why studios have to have toys, but they do. These are all important to me. I can't explain why. You can see Bruce Lee there. My wife got that for me. You can see Napoleon Dynamite back there because he's awesome. Some Star Wars stuff. That is a painting that my daughter did when she was little, and it's awesome and beautiful. and I own my own private island right there, if you were ever wondering what that felt like. And then back behind there, I have some sort of podcasty stuff. Even though I don't do a podcast, I have a separate mixer and a compressor for stream and things like that for what I do for work. I haven't started streaming on YouTube yet. And then down here is the computer system. The tower's over there on the bottom left. And then I have two monitors. One of them's kind of big. I forget how big it is. It's not 42 inches. How big is that thing? It's big. 32 inches maybe? I don't know. I use Reaper exclusively these days, although I miss Pro Tools. But yeah, I got a little bit of a, that's not like a Stream Deck, but it's something like it. I have a power bank right there that turns everything on and off, turns on my monitors, turns on my the podcasty system thing, the stream system for Teams and stuff like that, compressor and all of that. And then, yeah, there's my Behringer, what's it called? UMC 1802. That's my interface that I plug everything into. You can ignore that little no symbol there. That's sort of a philosophical thing for my brain. You can ask me privately if you want what that means, but it's just something I have there for me to think right about things. And then we're moving around here. I got hard drives back there, things like that. There's my headphones. Those headphones are something. I don't ever talk about them, but they are like the Sony MDR 7506s, only they are 7504s. They don't make them anymore, which is terrible. I bought 3 pair over the years. My father-in-law gave me a pair. I've had them for 30 years, and I don't ever want them to die, so I'm clinging to life with those things. These studio panels, these sound panels, they're baffles, are really interesting. I got the craziest deal, and they happen to be almost the same color as my walls, but I got a crazy deal at an auction. They were like normally $150 or something, and I got a pack of them to do the whole room. I'll show them to you in a second. You can kind of see how I have them sort of randomed up here, you know. I specifically found the places where there were reflections, but I got them for like $27 or something for a whole pack of them. I think it was 12 of them or something. Anyway, they're awesome. And if you can get some soundproofing in your room, it will make a difference, I promise. So yeah, it's not soundproofing, you know that, right? You can't make the sound go away, but you can deaden it a little bit to make it a little less reflective. There's my Taylor, what is it? CS Mini that my daughter bought me. I love that guitar. I don't play it enough. I just put strings on it. There is my PRS Silver Sky SE that I got from my pal Keith at 5 Watt World. I love that guitar. It's my main S-type, Strat type. I'll talk about that some other time, why I don't play Fenders anymore. I have them, and I will play them on occasion, but I'll never buy another one. Next to it is the PRS NF3. That thing is amazing, has a nice thin little neck. I like it because it doesn't hurt my hands. And those narrow field pickles I said. Narrow field pickups are awesome. Next to that is the Chapman Guitars DPT, is that right? Danish Pete Telly. I love that guitar too. It's my main Telly now, T-style. Next to that is a PRS Tremonti SE. And that guitar has a miracle story associated with it. I will share it sometime probably. But it's amazing. It essentially became a free guitar, and I love that guitar. Absolutely love it. In fact, it might be, of all my guitars, the best playing guitar I have, the PRS Tremonti. Behind it is my Made in Mexico standard Telly. I love that guitar, but I'm, you know, sort of breaking up with Fender. So I really love the guitar. It has the best neck pickup in the world on it. But I just don't play that guitar as much anymore because of the emotional stuff. In front of that is a Harley Benton. I forget the model number. But it's one of their Les Paul copies. It's a really beautiful guitar that my wife bought me. It's really weird to play it. Maybe you Les Paul players didn't tell me that the shape of the body style, the way the neck goes back at an angle, it goes away. And because of that, I bang my finger on this thing all the time. So why didn't you all tell me? Why didn't Slash from Guns N' Roses tell me that you can bang your finger on those if you're used to playing Fenders? So I'm going to hold that against him. Next to that is another Harley Benton that does not have that problem because it's flat. It doesn't have the arch top. It's a Harley Benton Les Paul Jr. copy that I got from England, from the UK. If you don't know who he is, these days we're getting farther away from when he was alive, but Mike at China Guitar Sceptic, sweetheart of a guy. Like he did the right thing, man. He was a sweet guy and a good guy and stood for the right thing in the guitar community. And he had a disease, and then he passed away. And then his friend Andy sold off his things for his family, and I got that from England. And I got it thinking I wouldn't like it because, I mean, it's a cheaper guitar, right? It's a Harley Benton. And so I did not expect to like it. But man, I love this guitar. I love it so much. That P90 in it sounds fantastic. So it turns out I was doing it just to contribute to the family. And then I got a wonderful guitar out of the deal that I absolutely love. Next to that is a guitar I'm not playing much lately. I'm thinking about selling it actually, but I got it for a screaming deal, the Sire S7, because I got that PRS Silver Sky and it has fulfilled all my Strat needs. I got this thinking I might use it for detuned things, but I'm just not grabbing it that much lately. But I do dig it. It's a fantastic guitar. The frets are a little tall. Maybe for some people, when you're used to playing like the jumbo wider frets of Strats and stuff like that, the frets on that are a little tall, but it still plays great. And if I play it for any length of time, then I have no trouble with it. Like if I actually play it for a while, I can get used to it. Behind it is a standard Player Series, the first Player Series Fender Strat. But I also covered up the Fender logo on it with the Blugubrious logo. It's one of my favorite playing Strats, but again, I'm sorry to beat around the bush on these things, but Fender and I don't hang as much anymore. Next to that is a modded to death Squire Standard, even with that flame maple top. Those were, the Squire used to have standards that had that really nice top. And that anodized pickguard, again, another foreign special that I found accidentally. I actually thought it was not going to be legit, but it was $18 or $17 or something. I don't remember. It was in the teens. I definitely didn't break $20, and it came with the pickups in it, and I had to buy it just out of like I had to, because it was so cheap. I had to try it. And anyway, it came and it sounds awesome. That's one of my favorite sounding guitars, and it plays great. That white block thing up there is bulky and ugly, but it runs LED lights up there that I don't use a lot. And there's some more of the sound panels moving around the room. There's the love seat where I nap a lot. That is a real 1962 Fender Deluxe amp. Real, all original, like 100% original. Not even filter caps have been changed in it, untouched. It's almost in pristine shape. Still has the tube chart in it. It still has the 2-prong cord. It sounds great. I've thought about profiling it and doing a model of it, but it doesn't sound great enough that you couldn't find that sound in other places. It's a lot of work to make a model of these things with the Neuro amp modeler. But I have it. It was a family heirloom from someone else in my family. They gave it to me. Their family gave it to me. And it's super precious. And I think there's something like 800 of those in existence. You look up brown face deluxes and you'll see that they're important. It doesn't have the original speaker in it right now. It has that Celestion V-type, but I'm probably going to move that around. But right now it is functioning as a speaker cabinet. So earlier when I told you the Ignator amp is plugged into the 2 notes captor back there, well, that cable runs down through there up to that amp. So it is weird to have an amp up high in your room or a speaker up high in your room, but I do it every once in a while because I just love the sound of it, and I love the sound of the amp that's going into it. Okay, now I don't know how much detail to go into here, but this is my amp setup down here, sort of. Under here are, if you can see them, man, that is cluttery, isn't it? Are 2 Joyo amps in there. There's a Joyo Blue Jay, I think the Fender style, and the Joyo Jackman 2, which is a Marshall style. And those are my main 2 amps. Those 2 amps feed those 2 speakers. There's 2 speakers, one there and one there. So if you ever hear me not with phone audio, but with real speaker audio, that's what's doing that. And that EQ under there is going in the effects loop of those 2 amps. And there's a chorus pedal over there and a vibe pedal, harmonic tremolo over there that I will use sometimes for stereo. Those are my main 2 amps. Those are the amps I use all the time. I flip that system on and those are the ones running. Under there's a bunch of pedally things that are sort of end of line things, like a tremolo and a reverb pedal, a spring reverb pedal, and switchers, so that I can join, if I ever use what I'll tell you about here in a second, if I ever join amps, I have an amp sort of switcher thing that combines amps, and so I can have one input and multiple outputs. So that's what's going on under there, and then that right there is my main volume knob so when I'm playing late at night. All right, now down here, I could uncover it for you, but I'm not going to. You can watch the video on that on my channel. Is a 1965 twin reverb. Maybe, let's see, how hard would it be to uncover this? Oh, I guess it wouldn't be that hard. Let me show it. Yeah, let's do it. I thought that was going to be hard. Under there, 1965 twin reverb, all original, pristine condition. I changed the filter caps on it, but this also was a friend's amp, a family heirloom. It's weird to have two inherited guitars. It's very strange. It's very strange to have two inherited guitars, but I do. I have the deluxe brown face up there, and then I have the black panel twin reverb 65. This is not a reissue. I mean, that thing is in beautiful condition. It's for real. I'm not bragging. I didn't buy either of these, but I used to have one of these back in my gigging days. I had this amp with the big EV speakers in it, and I had to sell it for food. And it's crazy how it came back around. I don't believe in luck. I believe in providence, and that I got a gift from a family member of a friend who was very dear to me. I played through this amp before, and his family gave it to me. So yeah, I have two very pristine twin Fender amps, and I don't use them. I have modeled this one, and I use the model of it all the time, but I don't use them because yeah, I use my cheap ones underneath here. And I know that's weird, but I don't like to heat up my office here, my room. It gets cooking hot, and I made models of these for if I want those sounds. Here's the first part of my pedal board, are my Kernam Ridge overdrive pedal. That is sort of my main overdrive, except for this one I'll show you in a second. Unicorn, the JHS Unicorn, my daughter bought me, Univibe clone, which is awesome. And then I recently just got this Flow pedal from UAFX, and it's a harmonic tremolo, and I absolutely love it. So I have these in front of my overdrives. Yes, I put my Vibe pedals in front of overdrives. That's for you Hendrix slash Trower guys want to argue. My main tuner down there. This switcher, I'm not going to pull this out, but behind this, down in here, I have a ton of pedals. Not all of these. Not every switch has a pedal on it, but some of them do. So the short version of this is I have a King of Tone clone under there that I don't use that much. I have a Blues Breaker clone under there that I use mainly as a boost pedal. I have a Rat pedal under there in case I need heavy distortion. I have an OCD clone from Joyo under there that I barely use. The main ones I use are up front here. I have an octave up pedal like the Green Ringer octave up. I have one of those swell pedals. Then this one brings in my Kernam Ridge up here. Then this one brings in the upstairs. I'll show you in a second. Not real upstairs, but up on a drawer here in a second. So when I click this, it brings in a whole new pedal board. And then over here, I got the Deep Freeze that my son just got me. I have this MIDI switcher that runs my Kernam Ridge so that I can get all of my overdrive tones out of it. And then I have a sub board back there that has a chorus pedal, a phaser pedal, a delay pedal, and a couple of other things I can't remember on it. So I don't use all of these. There's a delay pedal on that too. So those are all cheaper pedals that are hidden under there that are in this loop switcher. So I bring them in and they come through the amp system. There's my main looper, is the NuX looper. This is the one that has sort of a bass thing on it. I made this little switch on the side of it so I could stop the loop from playing. So yeah, here's my two speakers. In here are two Celestion A-type speakers. One of them, I feel like maybe they're different wattages. I can't remember that right now. But yeah, and then I have these. These are Super Lux microphones. They are an E609 clone, Sennheiser clones. And then I have this thing. This is whenever you see me playing, this is the little holder that I have in front of me that I put my phone on. So I just screwed it to that box. By the way, I made that box. That speaker box, I made that. I'm not bragging, because if you look close at it, you would say, yeah, it looks like a goober made it. So anyway, it's got two Celestion A-types. That has the Celestion V-type. I think eventually I'm going to try to maybe get that V-type down here because I want to hear it more often. Here's a subboard I told you about. That one branches out from below into this one, and this one has some main things on it. The reason I have this one up here is because these are the pedals that I actually tweak knobs on. Down there, those pedals that are under there with the switcher, I don't touch those. They stay in their settings at all times. But up here I have some affordable delays. These are all cheapo depot pedals, but I tweak the knobs on these a lot. Change delay settings and change reverb settings and things like that for ambient type stuff. And then this is a harmonic tremolo pedal my daughter also bought me, and I have it after all the drives because it has that a little bit different sound when it's after. Back in there, under there, you can't see it, but I have a Boss FZ5, is that the right one? That has the a couple of different fuzz pedals, like a fuzz face and a maestro kind of fuzz model on it. And anyway, it's back there. You can Google that. And then I also have the Behringer Ultra Fuzz, the one that's that crazy octavey soundy kind of fuzz. It's an insane sound if you play Doom and stuff like that. I don't use it that often, but I can just reach back there and turn those on. And these are my two other main overdrive pedals. The 5-watt World Barber Bus pedal that my friend Keith and David Barber collaborated on. I use this one most often. I'm surprised by that, by the way, and no offense to my friend Keith, but I had been using all of my tones in the Kernum Ridge that I dialed in perfectly and love. I have like, I don't know, 30 presets on this that the MIDI switcher down there runs. That thing runs this pedal, and I've got all the tones I need. But then, man, this thing right here has some crazy harmonic overtones in it that just sort of sing. It's really amazing. And then the JHS Morning Glory is a pedal I wanted for a long time, and then yeah, my family bought it for me because they love me, and so yeah, they also bought this for me too. So all my favorite pedals except this one. So I bought this one, but man, it hurt. I had like 14 overdrives. My favorite pedals: this one, and this one, this one, and this one, my family bought me. And there's another delay down there that my son bought me too. So yeah, get a family like mine and they'll buy stuff for you. So yeah, there's my setup. My main, I flip everything on, and if I want to bring in main overdrive, is this guy, the Kernum Ridge, and I can use then switch these guys over here. How about those slippers? Those are nice, huh? That if I got the main overdrive here, but then I can switch all the settings on it there, and then turn that one off, or turn that off, and then turn this on, and it brings up the Barber Bus and the Morning Glory. So those are there, and then there's my workstation here. This is, by the way, I'm sort of addicted to magnets. I glue magnets to everything so that I can stick everything to metal strips. I don't know if that's handy to you, but a lot of tools, fine-tuning stuff. I usually work on guitars on this bench thing I made here. You can see all my glasses. I have extra glasses because an old man needs extra glasses all the time. Moving up here, before I show my family, I got to stop there. There's a plant. That plant has very big significance to me. I have my covered, because it's winter at the time of filming, a covered air conditioning unit. I haven't said the funny thing yet, but if you stuck around this long, you will find it funny. I have a Squier here, a solid body or a hardtail Squier, that I put a short scale neck on. Isn't that weird? It's got that neck is Gibson scale length, not Fender. And then I had to move this bridge up a little so that the scale length would work. And it plays pretty good. The neck is a little fatter than I like, but I got it playing pretty good. And I sanded the neck so that it'd be a smaller profile. But I use that one for tuning flat. So instead of that Sire, I use that one. I have a short scale Ibanez bass. That's my main bass. I have another long scale one in the other room in there, but I don't use it anymore because my weak hands can't handle it. So that was the whole room. What do you think? So let's do it again. Try not to show the kids. There's the Squier. There's the speakers. The old amp just for nostalgia that I don't use. My toys to remind me of things that are important to me. Ignator tweaker that is plugged into that speaker. That amp isn't plugged in and doesn't get used. And then you move down, there's a computer that everything gets done on. And over here is the computer tower. Guitars along the wall. Back wall with sound reflection deadener on it. Dampeners, whatever you call them. Ceiling. Now here's the funny part I didn't tell you about. So there's the ceiling, right? But it's not really, because look at this little ledge right here. Do you want to know why it steps down like that? Here's the trivia for you who stuck around. You get the bonus material. Is that I am in a garage. Yeah, this is a garage. Next door on the other side of that wall is my garage. This was a 2-car garage. And then my friend and I, he's a contractor, we built this room for my office. And before it was just only office. I had all these guitars that I had hidden, and I didn't have them displayed, and I don't know, didn't ever think about being a music guy out loud. I kind of did that in secret. But now, this is what I do. Yeah, so there it is. My studio / office / tour thingy. Feel free to ask me questions, or don't. That would be okay if you didn't too. All right, take care. Blugubrious out.